They didn't choose you by accident. Out of every person in the room, they noticed you first. And it wasn't random. Narcissists are remarkably skilled at identifying exactly who to target. And the traits they're looking for might surprise you because they're not weaknesses. They're some of the most beautiful qualities a person can have. Psychologists who study narcissistic behavior describe something called the scanning phase. Before a narcissist ever approaches their target, they're already watching. Researcher Dr. Ramani Durvasula, one of the leading voices in narcissistic abuse recovery, explains that narcissists are highly attuned to specific behavioral signals. They watch how you treat a waiter who got your order wrong. They watch how quickly you apologize, even when something isn't your fault. They watch how you respond to a sad story, how you react to someone in distress, how readily you offer your time, your help, your emotional energy. This isn't a quick glance. This is reconnaissance. And by the time they approach you, they already know exactly what they're working with. Here's the part that's hard to hear. If you've ever been targeted by a narcissist, it's likely because you have an abundance of empathy. Narcissists are drawn to empaths the way certain predators are drawn to specific environments, not because empaths are foolish, because empaths offer something narcissists desperately need but cannot produce themselves: genuine emotional supply. Empaths give the benefit of the doubt. Empaths forgive quickly. Empaths see potential in people, even when that potential isn't real. Empaths feel responsible for other people's emotions, which makes them easy to manipulate through guilt. The very qualities that make you a remarkable friend, partner, and human being are the exact qualities a narcissist is hunting for. Research consistently identifies several specific traits narcissists are drawn to. People who recently experienced a major loss or transition, a breakup, a death, a move to a new city. Vulnerability during transition creates an opening. People with a strong desire to be needed, because needing to be needed makes you easy to keep around through obligation rather than joy. People who struggle with low self-worth, because praise from a narcissist during the love bombing phase feels like finally being seen. And perhaps most importantly, people who were raised by emotionally unavailable or inconsistent caregivers. Psychologists have found a disturbing pattern. People who grew up chasing a parent's approval often unconsciously recreate that exact dynamic in adulthood, making them, without realizing it, fluent in a language of love that requires constant proving. Once a narcissist identifies a potential target, they don't move in immediately. They test. Small boundary violations disguised as jokes, subtle comments designed to see how much you'll tolerate before you push back. If you let it slide, they note it. If you set a boundary, they either retreat to find an easier target, or they double down, applying gradual pressure until that boundary quietly disappears. This is why narcissistic abuse so rarely starts with cruelty. It starts with charm, overwhelming, intoxicating charm. Because the warmth isn't affection, it's reconnaissance wearing a beautiful disguise. Here's what no one tells you about being chosen by a narcissist. It was never a reflection of something broken in you. It was a reflection of something rare in you, a capacity to love deeply, to forgive generously, to see the best in people even when the evidence suggested otherwise. Narcissists don't choose weak people. They choose people who are strong enough to carry someone else's pain without complaint. And then they exploit that very strength until it becomes a weapon used against you. Understanding this isn't about blame, it's about recognition. Because the moment you understand what made you a target, you also understand exactly how to protect that same beautiful part of yourself going forward. You were not chosen because you were naive. You were chosen because you were good. And nothing about what happened to you should ever convince you to become less of that. The lesson was never stop being empathetic. The lesson is learn to direct that empathy toward people who actually deserve it, starting with yourself. If this explains something you've never had words for, share it with someone still trying to understand why they were targeted. Subscribe to Mind Patterns. Understanding yourself is how you stop it from happening again.